Imagine buying your tickets weeks in advance, packing your bags, arriving early at the airport, only to be told, you're not flying today. No explanation, no apology, just judgment. But what happens when the people you mistreated turn out to be the daughters of the man who controls your entire flight operations? Before we dive into this shocking story, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and don't forget to share this with a friend. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. We love seeing how far our stories reach. It was just past 8:45 a.m. at JFK International Airport. The kind of morning where people sprint between terminals, announcements echo overhead, and coffee is clutched like gold. Among the organized chaos stood 17-year-old twin sisters, Amara and Amina Thompson. They were polished, presentable, and poised. Amara wore a cream cardigan with soft curls cascading down her shoulders. Amina, ever the sportier one, had her hoodie tied at the waist and braids tucked neatly under a cap. They had checked in, cleared security, and were now standing at Gate 14, boarding passes in hand. Their flight to Boston was crucial. Their 8-year-old cousin, KJ, was scheduled for his first surgery after a long fight with sickle cell. The girls promised they'd be there, but as they reached the boarding attendant, something shifted. The woman behind the counter looked up, scanned their boarding passes, and frowned. "HM, give me a moment," she said. She didn't smile. She didn't explain. Amara tilted her head. "Is something wrong?" The attendant typed for a few seconds, looked back up, and said, "This flight is full. You'll need to step aside. But our seats are confirmed. We even got a text alert 10 minutes ago." Amina replied, trying to stay calm. "I said it's full," the woman repeated, louder this time. "You'll need to wait." The girls stood aside and watched as several passengers behind them, all white, all walk-ins from the standby list, were allowed to board with ease. They weren't imagining it. Amara whispered, "This isn't about booking. Look at who's getting on." Amina nodded. "We're the only black girls at this gate." 10 minutes passed, then 15. Still no word. Still no boarding. When they approached the counter again, the supervisor appeared, an older man with a badge that read Senior Gate Manager. His voice was clipped and dismissive. "I'm told there's been a system flag on your tickets. You're not flying today." Amara's brows furrowed. "Flagged? For what reason?" "No further discussion," he said. "We can't release that information. If you don't move away from the gate, I'll call security." Amina stepped forward, frustration bubbling. "Sir, we've done nothing wrong. This feels wrong, and you know it." But he waved them off like they were pests. That's when Amara quietly pulled out her phone. She hit the live stream button and spoke directly to the camera. "Hi, everyone. We're Amara and Amina Thompson. We're 17. We were just denied boarding on our paid flight from JFK to Boston. No explanation. No refund. Just dismissed. We're calm, we're respectful, but apparently being black is a flight risk now." What she didn't know was that 200 miles away, their father, Raymond Thompson, CEO of Thompson Aero Logistics, was in his office, and he was watching that live stream. Raymond didn't scream. He didn't storm out. He picked up his phone, made 2 quick calls, and whispered a command that would echo across the entire East Coast. "Code black. Shut it down. All of it." Within 5 minutes, chaos unraveled at JFK. Flight monitors glitched. Gate systems froze. Staff radios went dead. An emergency halt was issued through TL's encrypted systems, which controlled 60% of air traffic logistics across North America. Passengers panicked. Pilots sat in cockpits with no clearance. Flights stopped boarding. A message rang out overhead. "All outbound operations are suspended due to a systems audit. Please await further instruction." Back at Gate 14, the same supervisor blinked in disbelief as his terminal went black. "What the?" He tapped the monitor. Nothing. The airport was in a chokehold. 30 minutes later, Raymond arrived at the terminal. He wore a storm gray suit and an expression so calm it made the security officers uncomfortable. Flanked by his legal team and a silent executive from TL, he walked to Gate 14 like a man visiting a grave. "Are you the manager on duty?" he asked. The man hesitated. "Yes, sir, but..." Good. Then listen carefully. He turned to the watching crowd, his voice cool but commanding. These two girls, he said, pointing to his daughters, are honor students. They're polite, they're decent, and they were targeted because of what they look like, not who they are. This is not just poor service. This is racial profiling. Phones were recording. Journalists arrived. The story went viral before the hour ended. Raymond didn't scream. He didn't need to. He revoked TL's data pipeline from the airline for 72 hours, paralyzing its operations and costing them millions. The airline issued a formal apology, terminated both staff members, and scrambled to clean up its public image. But the conversation had already shifted. Across social media, the tag #FlyingWhileBlack trended for days. Discrimination doesn't always wear a hood. It sometimes wears a name badge. But justice? Justice wears a watch, and it always shows up on time. Judge people by their hearts, not by their hue. What would you do if this happened to your child? Was Raymond right to act the way he did? Let's talk in the comments. The fallout from JFK spread like wildfire. News outlets couldn't get enough of the headline. CEO grounds flights after his black daughters are denied boarding. But while the media obsessed over Raymond Thompson's power move, Amara and Amina were stuck in a different storm, one that had nothing to do with planes and everything to do with who they wanted to be. It was 3 weeks later. The media frenzy had died down, but the twins' lives had not returned to normal. Security escorted them to school, classmates stared, and teachers whispered when they walked past. You're the girls who shut down JFK, right? One boy smirked in the hallway. Amina rolled her eyes. Yeah, and next week we're launching satellites. Amara wasn't smiling. They were proud of what their dad did, sure, but they hadn't asked to become a symbol. One afternoon, their father sat them down in the home library, a quiet room with leather chairs and the scent of old ambition. I've been offered a chance to speak at the National Aviation Ethics Summit, Raymond said. They want me to talk about what happened. That's great, Dad. Amara said, you should go. I want you both to come with me, he added, and speak. Silence. Amina blinked. Us. You were the ones who lived it, Raymond said. The world needs to hear your voices. But Amara shook her head. We're not activists. We just wanted to see KJ. We didn't ask for all this attention. Raymond paused and stood. Sometimes you don't ask to be the message. You just live in a way that makes people listen. He left them with that. That night, Amara couldn't sleep. She scrolled for the live stream video that had changed everything. Watched her own face on the screen as she spoke those calm, clear words at gate 14. But now, reading the comments, something clicked. This happened to my son last year. My daughter was profiled too. They said she looked suspicious. I never thought about this until now. Thank you. Amara realized it wasn't just about them anymore. The summit arrived, held in D.C. It gathered the top minds in aviation, government, ethics, and civil rights. The audience was packed. Lights, cameras. The press lined every aisle. Raymond gave a speech, measured, powerful, full of purpose. But then he introduced his daughters. At first, the room murmured. Teenagers? What could they possibly say? But when Amara stepped forward, holding the microphone with trembling fingers, the noise fell silent. I'm not here to shame an airline, she began, her voice small but steady. I'm here because I was made to feel small for no reason but my skin. And I know now that I wasn't the first. I won't be the last. But maybe I can be part of the change. Then Amina took the mic. She didn't hold back. You ever been told to move aside like your presence is a threat? You ever been made invisible in broad daylight? People say, it's just a mistake. But for us, it's a pattern. And we're done being quiet. The room exploded in applause. But the story wasn't over yet. The twist, after the summit, as the family prepared to return home, a woman approached them in the lobby. Early 50s, blonde, sharp suit. She looked like someone used to getting her way. Mr. Thompson, she said, offering a hand. I'm Cynthia Graves, senior executive at Atlantic Skies. Raymond recognized the airline name instantly. They were direct competitors to the airline he'd just publicly challenged. I watched your daughter speak. Very powerful, she said. Our board wants to offer Amara and Amina something, early internships, aviation leadership program, full scholarship pipeline to any school of their choice. Amara and Amina's eyes widened. Seriously? Cynthia smiled. We believe voices like yours are the future. Let us help build that. Raymond looked at his daughters, then back at Cynthia. That depends, he said. You offering this to silence them or to raise them? Cynthia's expression shifted, but only slightly. To raise them. This industry needs more of them, more of you. Back home, the girls began the program. They weren't just learning how planes flew. They were learning how decisions got made, who sat at the table, and what it meant to be the one with a voice in the room. Amina dove into aeronautics. Amara leaned into ethics and law. They didn't just join the industry that once excluded them. They started reshaping it. They were no longer passengers. They were building the runway. Sometimes, injustice grounds your plans. But if you hold your voice, hold your power, you'll learn that what was meant to keep you out can become the very door you walk through. What would you do if someone tried to silence your worth? Do you believe young people like Amara and Amina can change the system from within? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and share this story with someone who needs it. Where are you watching from? Drop your flag or city. We love seeing how far these stories reach. This isn't just storytelling. This is truth with power.